other side of the coin are the bad fats. These are the seed oils that are, very like fried at a high temperature. All the oils they use for deep frying, all the stuff that we find in restaurants. This is why something like the air fryer is a good investment if you do really want to eat those foods, but you're like you're not wanting to, develop like diabetes or heart disease or anything like that. That would be a good option. Okay, and now we got the King of Kings or Queen of Queens. So yes, if you're working out, we definitely need to make sure we're getting all the enough nutrients to sustain muscle growth, and protein is exactly what we need. So thankfully we can get protein from a ton of different sources, and it's not really hard to do if you're eating a variety, or if you're just making sure you're eating like your staples, right? Here we have the approximate number of grams that we would like for you to eat to maintain muscle mass and growth. 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight is a little high. It's okay. It's like the conventional bodybuilding number that they tell you. What Health Canada tells you is probably like half of that. So somewhere, you can just play around with exactly what you feel. I have bodybuilder buddies who eat way less than the 0.8 gram per pound, and they are jacked, like 200 pounds. And I have other buddies who are eating 300 grams. So that was probably a little excessive for your kidneys and stuff like that. Yeah, a little much. Yeah, you're gonna fart a lot too, so we don't want that. But definitely making sure we get some protein every meal, especially after you work out, is crucial. Okay, Felicia, that's not your face, right? That's just your picture. Okay. Yeah, so this is why making sure we get comfortable with meal prep, or at least cooking at home, just doing it at least most nights a week, would be such a huge, honestly, it's a game changer. Having a lifestyle where you can not only save money, because now just think about it, going to eat at a restaurant, you're paying at least 18% tip or 20% tip for shit service here in Vancouver. Are you serious? Not only are you saving on that, but you're also able to control the quality of your food. Mm-hmm. So I know some of you, you live with your partners, you live with your parents. So it's not really in your control to really make the food or be in control of what dinner is going to be. So for you guys, it would be probably the best solution is to at least become aware and knowledgeable of which foods out of what your family is making that would serve you the best in terms of nutrient density, right? So a lot of you guys are Asian, you've got your stir fry, you got I don't know, tomato egg and stuff like that. So just being aware, okay, I maybe want to pile more bok choy on my plate instead of this fried rice with eggs, just to make sure I don't go over my carbs, especially if I didn't train that day, right? So just knowledge is power, and food is another power of ours. So knowing how to combine and use our knowledge of what we put into our bodies is what will take you far. Okay. So just to recap super quick, we got the calories. So say, for example, for all of us, we might need 1,400 calories to 1,800 calories if we're all women here. Okay. And we're all trying to lose weight. Second, we have the 3 macronutrients that we want to make sure these calories go into. So you can use MyFitnessPal to help you just divide it very evenly. It's so easy, right? You just input your calorie target, you input your macros, and boom, there you go. You can just fill in the foods that you want to eat. So given all that, the ways you can portion if you don't want to keep tracking and weighing your food on an app and being okay, where's my measuring cup, blah, 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 blah. Super easy way. You want to take, sure. Cool. Yeah, so we got 2 ways. I do want you guys to be aware of the fact that no matter what you see on restaurant menus, I see it at poke bowl shops, they're protein, and then it'll be all the fishes and then like tofu and random like bean curd and stuff like that. And it's like, that's misleading because all of those various like animal products and tofu and bean curd are not all just like 100% protein. They all contain at least one other macronutrient. Like all meat has a little bit of fat, and tofu, like soy products, have a little bit of carbs and fat. So, just understanding that, like, if you're eating this, you're also taking in extra calories from that as well, because it's very rare to find a food that is just one macro, except for oil. That's the only one. Okay. Anyway, so here we got the first way to portion out your food without using an app.
So this is kind of the method that I like to use just whenever you're out and about, maybe with friends or just with your family, and you're just kind of needing to understand your portion sizes. So this is how I kind of go about it. So your king in like a deck of cards, or your hand in poker, would be your biggest portion on your plate. So your palm is going to be your king. So right here, it's kind of going to be your amount. So men and women will have different sized hands as well. So men can use their hand and women can use their hand, right? So you want your chicken about that size, or some fish about that size, but that's going to be your first thing that you want to think about on your plate, your protein. Next is going to be your queen, which is your carbs. So I like to think of a cup tan for your carbs. So that would be like your rice, potatoes, pasta, things like that. After that, it's going to be your prince. So that's what I think of it, your thumb for your fat. That's about 15 grams of fat right there, your thumb size. So think about maybe some butter, some peanut butter, nuts you can probably get, but it's not a lot, and a little goes a long way with healthy fats, okay?
I don't know, it was a deck of cards. I thought it was like a royal sword.
I like that though.
So yeah.
So then other than that, you want to think about that. Everything else after those three things is like your micronutrients, right? So your vegetables on your plate, you could fill like a rainbow. I think you have coming up next is like making your plate look like a rainbow, filling it up variety, with the vegetables, variety, keeping yourself happy with, like, food doesn't have to be boring. Healthy food doesn't have to be boring. You guys can make it creative. You guys can make it yummy and healthy. As long as you stick with your three things, your king, your protein, your carbs, and your fat, you should be having a complete meal.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. And of course, we don't want to drink our calories. I'm guilty of having a nice hazelnut latte, I'm not going to lie, but I'm really stopping that now because, those drinks, anything we have like bubble tea, like those of us who live in Richmond, obviously bubble tea is like a major thing here. Avoiding those like will mean avoiding like anywhere from 500 to 800 calories. So just think about that. If you're trying to lose weight, your max calories for the day is 1,800. And then a third of that is in a bubble tea. Oh my God. You better be eating very little for the rest of the day. No joke. Okay. But we don't want an eating disorder. We just want you to eat healthy food. No EDs here. Okay. So this is kind of a very casual representation of what I usually like just use. Super easy. So you got 4 quadrants on a plate, a circle. And then the first quadrant is going to be protein, right? You got like 15 minutes. And then the next portion is going to be the complex carbs. And then the other half is just like a crazy amount of vegetables. Okay. So it's so easy. You can use like a measuring cup. So you like dole out like, okay, here's like 1 measuring cup is worth of protein. Here's another measuring cup of my my black rice, and another 2 cups of mix of veggies. And you can do like roasted veggies, you can do a pan fry, you can do like, really great, delicious stuff that's in season. And that's the cheapest around because I know inflation. Okay, for sure. And also, another thing I want to mention, like if you're going to use the measuring cup method, super easy way to reduce your portions, like in like super, honestly, so easy. Just use a smaller measuring cup or use like a smaller amount on the measuring cup. You don't even have to think about it. Okay. If you're like, I just want like a couple bites less, just take a couple bites less. That's it. Those all make like every food has all its calories, right? So you're gonna be like reducing without having to like calculate it. Honestly, it's a hack. So here we got a bunch of protein ideas, like just different foods you can go and check out for, really making sure you get those amino acids. We have anything from, fish, salmon, beef, turkey, eggs, cottage cheese. I think TVP is something that is quite rare. Like, sorry, it's not like people don't really know about it, but it's so awesome. I don't have any right now, I don't think. But so essentially it's like 75% protein or like 90% protein. And you just like cook it with water or broth and then you like fluff it up and it's like a ground meat, but it's like, it's honestly, it's like a hack for vegan body.
Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
it's so cool, man. Yeah, like protein pasta, for example. So this, I think this is from Walmart. Okay. So you're not going to like a specialty store, like and paying like $12. This is like, I think $3 or $4. So if you read the label, you guys have to start learning how to read labels because this is honestly like the key to making better food choices. So we got 2 grams of fat per 1 cup. Then we got our carbs, which is 64. However, fiber is 6 grams. And then protein is 11 grams of that. Whole grain. Yep, whole grain pasta. You can still have pasta. Just make it like a better choice. Yeah, exactly. So reading labels, it's not in this document, but it should be.
That could be another one.
Yeah, how to read a label. Okay, so now we got carbs. So yeah, all these things definitely getting used to buying things like even bulk would be not only cost saving, but a great way to avoid any like preservatives that might be like, I know like Raj, I'm gonna start teasing you about like Uncle Ben's and stuff like that. But like that's rice. And then rice you can go buy like unprepared, like for way cheaper, right? Just like in the bag, you buy a kilo for like $10 or something like that, or even cheaper. So that is a good way to make sure you're getting high nutrients, like good quality nutrients, and also saving money because you're not having to pay for all the extra shit they do to it. Yeah. So yeah, having like your potato, granola. If you are gonna get granola or any of like muesli and stuff like that, I don't think muesli has sugar. Right? It's just like the rolled oats and like random fruits.
Fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit
So muesli is actually a good healthy option. Oh my god, already
10 minutes.
10 minutes. How the heck? Oh, okay. So yeah, so definitely when you're about to buy cereal, I know those of you who are like moms and stuff like that, you're like super short on time, but it would be so good to find a brand, read the label and be like, okay, there's no sugar here. Cause like these brands, like these companies, they try to add like so many different types of sugars to make it taste yum. Okay. Like they'll be like, yes, like, oh, this tastes so good. You know why? Because it's like 30 grams of sugar in each serving. So we don't want that because that is going to make you stay fat. Okay. That's going to keep that fat on your body. You want to read the label. If it says brown rice syrup, tapioca syrup, glucose fructose, high fructose corn syrup, any of those like syrup words, sweetener words, like avoid it. Okay, just be like, okay, no, next one. Reading is power. So the little asterisks on the bottom, whole grains, like whole carb sources that are as close to how it would be found in nature would be best. Okay. And then finally, the last macronutrient. So essentially what Sophie said about the thumb, that is like one of the servings of all of these different oils, right? Oh my God, did I not write seeds? Oh no, I did write seeds. Yeah, so just like a tablespoon, right? Seeds are honestly like, think of it like plants sprout from seeds. Like how packed like with nutrients are they? Like they're honestly superfoods.